could you be in a little bit of trouble now because you were so sure of winning that you thought you could get away with a load of uncosted and half-baked policies? Well, let's look at social care for the elderly. 4 days ago, your manifesto rejected a cap on social care costs. Today, you announced a cap. That sounds pretty half-baked.
Nothing has changed from the principles on social care policy that we set out in our manifesto.
Jeremy Hunt, on the day you launched your manifesto last Thursday, the Health Secretary, he said, yes, we are dropping the cap, and we're being completely explicit in our manifesto. We're dropping it. We don't think it's fair. Today, you announced a cap.
And Jeremy was talking about of course, Andrew Dilnot had brought forward previous proposals for a cap.
Your manifesto rejects a cap. It gives a reason why you don't want a cap. Now you're going to have a cap. You need to be honest, I would suggest, and tell the British people you've changed your mind.
That we've seen over the weekend. I've seen the way that Jeremy Corbyn wants to sneak into number 10 by playing on the fears of older and vulnerable people. And I've clarified what we will be putting in the Green Paper, which I set out in the manifesto.
So Jeremy Corbyn is now rewriting your manifesto?
No, not at all.
Well, that's what it sounds like. You've reacted to him.
No, we haven't. Andrew, we have not rewritten the manifesto. We're doing the honest thing about putting a proposal to the British people, and they will make their choice on that.
How can it be honest, Prime Minister, to reject a cap in your manifesto and 4 days later say, we're going to have a cap? What's honest about that? I mean, this must be the first time in modern history that a party's actually broken a manifesto policy before the election.
There's a choice here between parties. There's a choice between Jeremy Corbyn, who is playing politics with this, doesn't want to address this issue of an ageing society.
You're not playing politics with this, Prime Minister?
No, I'm not,
You came out against a cap, you're now in favour of a cap because of the backlash? That's not paying politics?
No.
Many people have said your manifesto is quite vague when it comes to how you're going to pay for your spending pledges. So let's see if we can get some clarity tonight.
As I say, our economic credibility is not on the line. It's the Labour Party that's in the dock on that.
Well, the Labour Party have given us costings and given us revenues. You can't give me this. Let me ask another way.
Well,
is it all new money?
The Labour Party have given...
Our hospitals have just endured their worst 12 months in 10 years. A record number of urgent operations were cancelled. A string of targets from emergency care to routine care to cancer care have been missed. What you're promising is too little, too late.
No, and I accept that the NHS has missed some of its targets. But let's look at... and targets aren't the be-all and end-all. What matters, actually, is the quality of patient care.
Tried to raise national insurance for the self-employed in the budget a couple of months ago. You were forced to retreat. Can you rule out that you'll try that again?
We've removed the proposals that we put in the budget. We've removed those from the table.
But you could bring them back.
We need to look at how the employment market is working at the moment.
You say you're on their side, but inflation is now rising faster than average pay, so living standards are being squeezed, and you've frozen their in-work benefits for almost 7 million people. In what way are you on their side?
Well, if you look at the issues around people who are, as you say, I mean, I talked about people who were just about managing.
How many pensioners will lose their winter fuel allowance?
We will means test winter fuel allowance, but once again, we will consult, we will ask people, charities, organisations, at what level that should be set.
So you don't know, but pensioners watching tonight, they won't know. Not the very rich, they're going to lose, that's clear. The very poor will probably keep it. But the vast in-between, you cannot tell them tonight whether they'll get up to £300 or not this coming winter.
What we are doing is going to ensure that the least well-off pensioners will have their winter fuel payments protected for the future.
But you can't tell them tonight or not whether they're going to get their winter fuel allowance or not. It's a vague promise, uncosted, you don't know.
What I've said is that we will means test winter fuel payments.
But I'm asking you where, how will you do it?
And I've also answered that what we're doing, Andrew, is going to be talking to people about this.
Conservatives promised to end the budget deficit by 2015. It's now going to be 2025 at the earliest. You promised to reduce migration to the tens of thousands. It's still 273,000. On these two big issues, you failed to meet your promises. Why would we trust the Tories on anything else? I don't understand why no deal can be better than a bad deal, but no deal would also mean dire consequences, and you haven't told us what the consequences would be.
There are those here, politicians here in the United Kingdom, who are willing to sign up to anything. Now, I'm not that politician.
But you're now saying that no deal. You're now saying no deal means dire consequences, and I'm trying to find out how dire the consequences will be.
What I have every confidence is that we will be able to negotiate a good deal.